Greetings from Las Vegas. It's a good day today. Peacemaker season finale came out. They crushed it. Of course, I mean, great episode. No spoilers though. A fun season. Very cool. So it's also a good day because I have my 2025 Triumph Scrambler 1200 XE. Had this for just under 2 weeks now, and 2 weeks tomorrow, I believe. This morning I hit my 600 mile initial break-in mark, and I have a appointment with my local Triumph dealer here in town, Eurocycle Las Vegas, to go in and get my first that first break-in maintenance done. So that's cool. So in the last 2 weeks, I've had a couple of accessories start to arrive. One thing I was able to actually transfer from my previous motorcycle to this one, and I'm going to show you that. So for today, the one thing I wanted to focus on was I got one of the first things I did last week when I brought this, or 2 weeks ago actually, when I brought this home, was I mounted a Carpuride screen that I already had. This one is a W603, Carpuride W603. I like the size, but the one thing that's a little bit of a catch on this one is it doesn't have the exact same mount on the back that their most popular models are the W502 and the W702, 5-inch and 7-inch models, and then this is right in between. It's a 6-inch model. It's a little more of like widescreen type of a shape, so which I prefer. And these things aren't perfect, but they're half the price of the Chiggy models. Eventually I'll probably step up to a Chiggy, but this is getting the job done. So for mounting this, I have a video on this from my Tiger. And then I also have one from my previous Scrambler. I use a mount from Evotech that is essentially their take on Quadlock. So you can get a Quadlock adapter plate from Evotech. If you just want to use this, you can just get the plate. And then you can just put this around your handlebars, clamp it down, and then the plate on the back of the Carpuride will just snap into place with the 502 and the 702 models. With the 602, it's a completely different back on it. So I had to do a custom Quadlock back on this one. It's essentially, I'll pull it off here and show you. This one is essentially an old phone case that I cut out and mounted to the back of this. But the great thing here, and let me bring the camera right up close here. So you get the unit right here, and you can release this from the back. It's just typical Quadlock stuff. You just push the lever and your screen pops right off. So then I'm going to need 2 hands to undo there's a waterproof power cord here, and then I'll show you where I ran that. And then I'll show you the other part of how I did this custom backing for it. So it's a little unattractive, but once it's all done up, you hardly even notice it. So this is, like I say, I have a Pixel 7 Pro for my personal cell phone. And I tried this out for a while, a Quadlock case for it. You have to get, unless you want to glue their adapters to the back of your existing phone case, or however you have to pronounce, you attach it. So I cut this out of the back of a Pixel 7 Quadlock case, and then I removed the back plate from the Carpuride device and got some screws from Home Depot, and were able to screw this thing in with a piece of aluminum behind it to replace the metal. Because they also have a piece of metal in the back of these with a little piece of thermal foam in there to help with CPU heat regulation and stuff. So anyway, and then they also come with a remote control. I don't use this. This is, some people like this. I think they actually, the opening is so big, I think they expect you to put this on your grips. I'm not doing that. So anyway, it's got a home button, and The one drawback on this model, another drawback on this model, is there's no power button right on it. This is the power button, so if it glitches on you and you have to power cycle it, if you don't have this, you have to cut the power to the bike and start it back up. This actually has one of the buttons on here. You can hold it down for, I think, 4 or 5 seconds and it'll turn the power off. Then you can turn the power back on while you're riding. But okay, I don't have that, so I'm losing that feature. So let me show you the Evotech mount that is on the handlebars. So this simply, you remove 2 of the handlebar bolts here, and it's just these little angle brackets here, and then you put some longer bolts in place with some spacers to keep these brackets from touching the clamps here, and that's it. And then when you're ready to put you can use this for a phone too, you don't have to use it for a Carpuride. And it's a really clean, of course I can't do this with one hand because I can't see the other side. Ugh. But let me set this on my seat for a minute and I'll do this. There we go. So once it's on there, it's centered, it's clean, it's pretty close to the handlebars. There's, not a huge gap there. And when you're sitting on the bike, it's also pretty clean. You get a view of your screen and you can touch it. You can even rest your hand on your tank and touch the screen when you want to put in for navigation or something like that. And then the screen is still completely visible and not blocked. So I really like this. I've had this on these type of things on 3 bikes now with the same kind of amount, and super happy with them. So as far as running the wire, they have 2 power wires that come with these. One is USB powered, and then the other one can go straight to your battery or something else. I wanted switched power, so I used the USB one in this case. So I just ran it down through here. There's a little panel here that you remove. You just really even remove it. You just take the one Torx bolt out here and pop it up in here. And then we just take the back seat off. And let me show you this. I'm going to get back seat is just simply a little twist and lift and it pops right up, but not when I'm holding the camera in my hand. So let me get this off and I'll show you what comes next. So once you pull the seat off, the Triumph does these weird things. There's this compartment. Most people just put their insurance and registration papers, whatever, in there. But there's a USB port right here that they'll have a plug going into. And that's what I'm pulling the power from. But instead of instead of cutting to get the USB cord in here, there are 3 bolts, here, here, and here that hold this entire piece of plastic in. And real simple. Let me pop all 3 of these out and I'll show you what I did next. Okay, and with all 3 bolts out, this piece just lifts right out. And this is also how to get to the battery. So this is also where I connected my battery tender cord, which I just have sitting over here. I forgot about that. That's another add-on. This bike does not come with a battery tender cord. Funny, because the other Scrambler, the Scrambler 400X, did come with one from the factory, which was nice, but not a big deal. So I got a good, decent one with the thick gauge wire. So the, where is it? Right here. Let me show you the spot. This hole right here is where the USB cord is by default, and there's a couple of clips here that hold it in. So you can just lift that up and pull it out, so you don't have to actually cut anything or damage anything. And then all I did was, the cord for that is right there. So That is the OEM USB port from under the seat, and the wire from that is the USB power cord that comes from the Carpuride. Simply runs along the airbox here. There's one little bolt here that you remove, and the entire back of the gas tank you can lift up. And you just put a 2x4 or a piece of block of wood under there, lift it up a little bit, and then you can chase the, there's other wires and stuff already in there, so you can just chase those wires up. It's a very short distance, and then right back down to this spot here where it first went through. And that's it. It's really simple. So let me show you what it looks like. And this is switched power, of course, so when you turn the bike off, the unit turns off, so it's not sitting there draining your battery the whole time. So let me show you what it looks like when you turn the key on. Okay, I got everything buttoned back up. The cover and the seat are back. The unit is plugged in again, so you hit the keys, and just like that, it starts to boot up. And there's my service light saying you have completed your initial 600 miles. And then this will launch into Android Auto or CarPlay or whatever you want as soon as it connects to your phone. And pretty cool. So let me pause it because it's probably playing on my phone in the other room right now. So yeah, Android Auto pops right up, good to go. And you turn the key off when you're done, and bam, it goes off. So, and if you decide I usually just leave mine on. I don't really park anywhere that I'm that worried about it. But if you're in an area, you know, if you're on a weekend trip and you don't want to leave it outside overnight, it's super easy just to pop right off, and not a problem. Or if you decide to replace it eventually, I guess the wire you'd have to most likely swap out, because especially if you get a different brand, I'm sure these are all proprietary. But anyway, that is short, well, not short enough, but that's my short summary on how to mount a Carpuride W603, I think is the model, on a 2025 or earlier. I think a 2019 through 25 is all going to be the same thing. Triumph Scrambler 1200. I'm sure this will work on the XE, X, XC, XXX, whatever models they have. I believe the handlebar clamps are all the same. So really good Evotech, again, and I'll have links to their stuff in the description, but great British company that does all this stuff, super good quality. I'm waiting to do a radiator guard from them as well, because that's one of the disappointing things on this. The radiator guard on this, it's a piece of plastic, and it's bolted on, but it looks like, I don't know, if a dragonfly flies into it, it's going to shatter. So they're out of stock right now at Evotech, but I like theirs. Triumph has one too. They'll sell you one, but it's that stainless color, and Evotech's is black because it kind of matches. You know, I think part of the idea is make the radiator feel like it's disappearing with the other black stuff in the frame and stuff in the front end, so it's less noticeable for that whole retro thing. So anyway, that's it for this one, and hope this was useful for you. If you find this kind of stuff useful, please do the like and subscribe thing. And until the next video, which will be in about 10 minutes from now, drive carefully and come back soon.